Grand Prix of Gravis City is a 64-lap double points race around the streets of Gravis City. Winning the Delano Pole Award is Arto Kekkonen of Finland in car number 9. On the outside of the front row, Melanie Clavino of Switzerland, driving for Hodderswalter Racing. Leonid Roderick has won the series championship 4 times. Luciano SOVERAL on the outside drives a factory Lennard. Adrian Devereaux in car number 7 has a local sponsor on this car, extra incentive to win. Alessandro ROSSINI is the Carriala winner this year. Kurt Pliskin and Zelda ASHBY in car 55 was surprised both of them qualified as well as they did. D'Souza right behind his teammate ASHBY. Jacob Card has a local sponsor. He has a lot of pressure to perform today. Kevin Dwyer in car number 8, teammate to the pole sitter. Good effort by Ricketta to qualify 12th. Scott Bates in car 88, Scott Stoidler in car 13 have both been very quick all weekend. Greg Woodard and Chris Johans both cut their teeth on the Illinois short track scene. Row 9, Ian Cooper, new number on that car, and Marcus Leonard, the overwhelming fan vote winner. In car 999, Lewis Kingston in car 17 and Anthony Griffith round out the top 20. Frank Azure won the last chance qualifier. Robert Dorian was the last car to make it into the last chance qualifier. Packer Carroll and Gabe Messena in row 12. Gabriel Messena won the Independence Trophy dash earlier in the week. Archer Harris leads the Independence Trophy point standings, and Stanley Hull is the best looking car in the field tonight. In car 09, Benoit Vukler, good effort to qualify 27th, and Cameron Taylor has had very good long run pace this week. You have Jenny Kuznetsov and Axel Andersson, good efforts to qualify in row 15. Both have struggled with the bumps, as has Ryan Griffin, but Quiggles Jr. in car 99 has been fairly quick on long runs this weekend. So has Joe Olenek in car 23, and John Quackenbush is a lot quicker than that qualifying effort indicates. Both of the Melrose Racing Team Bernstroms make up row 18. That's about where we expected them to be. Kurt Reynolds in car 39 has had a bit of a rough weekend. Ben Atkins has hit just about everything there is to hit in practice. Tom Moore in car 19 is a little disappointed with that effort, and Azuma Kazuyama has been all over the racetrack. Edward Baines-Mara and Dan McKay are making their first runs here. This is Mara's series debut. He comes out of Cincinnati, and we welcome him to the series. McKay, of course, has been around for some time. The field is set. The lights are out, and away we go. Kekkonen gets a good start. Clavino botches the start in car number 2. Look at Rossini. Rossini has a good start in car 3. Roderick staying with Kekkonen. Devereaux wide in the first corner. Devereaux almost into the wall. D'Souza into the wall. Dwyer almost wipes out car number 8 in the first corner. Arto Kekkonen leads. In the number 9, Gessler. Roderick second. Clavino third. Then it is SOVERAL. Then Rossini. Then ASHBY, good start. And it looks like Jacob Card in car number 6 got absolutely rocketed off the line. Now, coming into turn 4, it is about 20 degrees warmer during the race right here today than it has been in all the sessions leading up to today. The tire compound that was brought here to the track is not exactly optimized for this weather. So this could be a really interesting display here, as you saw Roderick make a challenge on Kekkonen, and Clavino capitalize. And Melanie Clavino of Switzerland reassumes second place. She's already made up for that pretty poor start, although I think everyone was mostly trying to play it safe in turn 1. Looking a little bit further back, Matthias Taub. Looks like he got hooked by the 15 car Kuznetsov. I don't think race control is going to give a penalty for that, because that was a big log jam. Now, this is about the only craziness that we saw in the first corner. On board, Gasper D'Souza. Look over to his right. There is his teammate ASHBY in the green and gold 55. Watch for Kevin Dwyer in the gold and yellow 8. Dwyer threw it in there really hard. That was the type of aggression you don't see too many people take kindly to in the first lap. There's Johannes in the 12 car, but Dwyer made that move stick. But there is damage already on the left front corner on the 60 car, and I don't think he's going to take too kindly to that. Now here's Leonard, 999 car. Johannes gave him room, and that's Leonard getting about 5 cars in one corner on the first lap, and nearly chops off the 16 car there of Pliskin, who had a pretty dreadful start, it looks like. Oh, Leonard's going to lose some of that ground he made up, but Marcus Leonard is definitely going for it, and there's Griffith in the 07 as well. Looking a bit further back in the field, looking at Carroll in the 18 car. Oh, Quiggles Jr. wide, and right in front of Carroll is nowhere to go. And looks like that's bent the front end up on the 18 car. And with all these long straights here in Industrial Zone 7, that's going to really hurt the straight line speed on that Nemoto, which it's already lacking in straight line speed anyway. Rossini, car number 3, has made his way up to 4th. He's gotten around SOVERAL in the 5 car. Ashby still behind SOVERAL, and Devereaux looks like he's made up a little bit of ground after he went way back after the first lap. Rossini, of course, won Cariola, did fairly well at Indy, wants to win this one bad. He needs to if he wants to keep his championship bid alive. Here's two guys that really don't have any interest in the championship. They're only interested in how they perform today. The 07 Anthony Griffith, Marcus Leonard, the 999, the Dutch East India Company car right behind him. And Griffith in this 07 car, this is the best run we've seen out of the Tenaire probably ever. And granted, we're only 2 laps in, but he's given this car a pretty good ride all weekend. Probably could have won the Independence Trophy shootout, but Ryan Matthews had other ideas. He still made it into the last chance qualifier. 60 car, Gasper de Souza. Looks like that left front damage might be hurting him a little bit. But, yeah, he's got damage left side. Oh, whoa! He went through that, and it looked like he had no grip, went right into Carlos Riquetta, and spun his own car around. There's Ian Cooper in that yellow car. There's Hull. Look at Hull in the 09. Demon move there by Hull. Oh, the 73 gets into him. Hull into the wall, short around, and drama at the back of the field. And that was started. Of course, with the 60 car, looked like he had no grip coming on the inside of the 14. That's why they made contact. Joe Lennox nearly missed piling into the 73 car here. Now, everyone keeps it clean here mostly. And there, yeah, looked like the 73 car has no front end grip, and it just washed right out in the 09. Given that it is a lot warmer today, and the tires aren't really meant for this weather condition that we have here today, I think that might have been... Oh, Ben Atkins has caused... Oh, Mara and Taub into the pits. Kurt Reynolds, a lot of damage to the 39 car, and Hull is bringing that car in. Ben Atkins, more mistakes from him. And Matthias Taub, ditto. And Atkins, I think, was giving Dan McKay a bit of room, and then Taub just piled right into him. E.B. Mara tried to miss that, and he was committing to come into the pit lane to miss that. Good thinking on Mara's part. And Kurt Reynolds nowhere to go but become part of that. Adrian Devereaux now around the outside at turn 4. Oh, if he makes that work, he's going to be a hero. Oh, I didn't think so. He lost a lot of ground there. Outside of turn 4, not exactly where you want to try to make a move. That's way, way too ambitious of a move because that turn looks pretty inviting, but it funnels on exit. And by that I mean the line narrows out quite a bit, so you have to make your move pretty early there. Here is Cameron Taylor, who's made his way up to 19th in car number 26. He's holding off Robert Dorian. Cameron Taylor's having a pretty good start, and he's had a pretty good year so far given the machinery at his disposal. And I think Taylor, and he's going to lose a spot here to Robert Dorian, but I think some of the bigger teams are going to be having a very serious look at Cameron Taylor, as Rossini, being hounded by Luciano SOVERAL. Rossini let SOVERAL go after he hit a wiggle, and it looked like he scraped the wall, but I don't think Rossini is going to be hurting too much. He is playing it cautious, and that's how he won the Cariola Grand Prix, by staying calm and collected until the end. Riquetta pits the 14 car. I wonder if that's an alternate pit strategy, though I'm seriously question whether or not any kind of alternate pit strategy is going to work today, given the way that the tires are wearing. And Kingston into the pits as well in car 17. Now here is Carroll, who is continuing to fall backwards. And for the man who did so well in the Cariola Grand Prix, it's not exactly going very well for him. Rossini has also pitted the 3 car. I think he was worried about damage. I think Rossini is more focused on being there at the end to capitalize on a double points opportunity, because he obviously has a car that can get into the points even on an alternate strategy. And Kekkonen now putting a lap on the 09 car. Stan HULL, and that is at the wheel of that car. There is Taub right in front of him, 21 car, both of them wounded already. Clavino in the 2 car is... Oh, Kekkonen nearly into the back of his former teammate. I don't know why he's roughing up Taub as much. Kekkonen has not won a race yet this year, and you do wonder if he is beginning to feel the pressure. Clavino into Taub, and Clavino's around. SOVERAL, Roderick. Man, what were they doing? They were way to the inside into turn 4. They must have been having some pretty innovative lines there. HULL trying to stay out of everyone's way, and he's doing that for the most part as much as he can. Oh, Devereaux's probably not going to be too happy about that, but Stan HULL's he has to go somewhere. He's doing his best to get out of the way. He's doing what he's supposed to do. It's just no one's catching him in the right places, and that's just the wrong place to catch him. Now the Hot as Walter teammates squabbling over position here. Clavino, Devereaux, whoa! Melanie Clavino a bit too early there, and Adrian Devereaux threw that one around the outside, realizing that would otherwise have been a very embarrassing crash. And Melanie Clavino, again, and this is something I've noticed throughout this season, very skittish in traffic. That still appears to be one of her downfalls, and that, I think, has hurt her championship bid, even though she did win that thriller in Carbondale. Taub in car number 21 is going to have to soldier through the rest of the day. The Vernstrom has not been particularly fast, and both of them in trouble early. Has been a bit of an... Oh, whoa! Hull into Stoidler, and Stoidler into Bates, and that might not earn him some brownie points, though I think the 13 did move over in front of him. I'm not so sure about that one, but I think Stoidler's going to have a pretty, some choice words for Hull. Scott Bates in trouble there as well in car 88. Here is the 13 car. Rear end all kicked up out of shape on that car. Scott Bates doesn't look like he has too much damage on it. 73 car, Ian Cooper, the car that Hull collided with, is not having much better day. Oh, and... well, that's come to an end. The 73 car, he's done. That's very unfortunate. He's gonna have a different paint job and an actual sponsor on this car once the South American Tour begins. Octane will be on this car, and it'll be a brilliant green car. That'll be nice to see some more color variety. Tom Moore going a lap down in car number 19. I can't really say too much about Tom Moore's weekend. He didn't qualify all that well, but he's just stayed out of the wall, tried to stay out of trouble, and someone like him, I think, needs a better ride to show what he can really do, because Tom Moore is a good race driver. Here's Marcus Leonard and Kurt Pliskin doing battle. Oh, former teammates. Whoa, oh no, they put themselves in the wall, and Stan HULL nowhere to go. Oh, they were battling for 7th, and Frank Azure into the 999 car. Can he get out? No! Scott Bates! Ooh, Bates committed there and committed to the left, and Leonard was trying to turn that car around. Look at all the damage in the front of the 88 car, so that's both the Team EFR cars done, and I think Stan HULL is going to be out of it as well. Dorian, the 211 car, bringing it into the... yeah, Stan HULL, look at the front end damage on that car. He's definitely going to be out of it, and he was a lap behind the 73 car, so... Hull will be scored, finishing in last position. As Arto Kekkonen bounces off the wall, that's seen that a lot today, and that's a bit worrying. E.B. Mara right in front of Kekkonen. Tom Moore thought about getting her on the 9 car, but he's holding station right now. Moore is racing Mara for position. Here's another battle between Scott Stoidler in 11th and one of the Katzes. I think that's Kuznetsov, who has actually come all the way from the back of the field. As the leaders are beginning a round of pit stops. That is Kurt Pliskin in that purple car pitting. Chris Johans in car number 12. It's one of the alert cars, Stoidler's teammate. Tom Moore, Adrian Devereaux on screen with Luciano SOVERAL in the 5. SOVERAL and Devereaux, of course, doing battle for position. Here is a little bit earlier. and that's how Devereaux got around the 55 car. Ashby went a little wide, hit the wall, and that's when the pursuit that we see here began. The co-owner of the 19 car, Tom Delgado, will end his partnership with Owen DeGarmo at the end of this year. Tom Delgado is not here. He was supposed to be, but he's seated second in the ASCC playoffs, where he is currently racing this year. Soverall and Devereaux continue to do battle here. This is for the final podium spot, though we're 13 laps into a 64-lap race. Shouldn't count my chickens before they hatch. As Soverall, as you saw there, nearly wiped himself and Devereaux out. Thought better of it. Devereaux goes by, and Luciano SOVERAL going to settle in behind Devereaux. The Lennard should be working fairly well here because he did win on the Newville Airport earlier in the year, which is similar to this track, as Kakinen has pitted the 9. Roderick is staying out another lap in the Volpe. Roderick to the lead. Going around his former team, the 211 car driven by Robert Dorian, one of the 3 alert cars in the race. Luciano SOVERAL, Zelda ASHBY in the pits. And here is Roderick again in car number 4. And oh, he's slowing. Did he run it too long? Did Roderick run the 4 out of fuel? Looks like he might have. I can't see any other reason why he would be encountering problems this early, but that's going to be a huge hit because Roderick is going to drop through the order, and he really needed the extra points to chase down Adrian Devereaux in the championship. Rossini is now in front of the 7 car. He's on an alternate strategy, but I think Rossini is trying to put himself in a position to capitalize on other people's misfortunes throughout the day. Greg Woodard and Kurt Pliskin, PSI teammates right here. Pliskin again, pushing Woodard out a little wide. 41 car throws it in. He says thank you very much. But they didn't run into each other like Pliskin and Leonard did earlier. And Jacob Carr going to go by the 16 as well. Running order on the left, as you see, 10th place, number 07, Anthony Griffith. Very good day for the Tenere right now. It seems that the rough nature of this track, particularly in the factory sections where we're going through right now, or on the north end of the track right now, it seems that this car seems to handle this section of the track very well. Griffith is actually second fastest of every car in Sector 2, which is, actually that's going down the city streets part of the course. So, right here. Rossini into the pits in car number 3. He's going to give up 6th place. Alright, well, he was second, but when he crossed the line, he was scored in 6th. As here is Soverall and Ashby doing battle again. Had a lot of action all over this track pretty early on in the race, so it is a little hard to keep track of everything, especially when there appear to be 2 different pit strategies, and we've got Soverall and Ashby trading pain a little bit. Ashby clears Soverall right before the run down Carver Street, and I think that's the way you have to make a pass around there, right down into 6. Here is Cameron Taylor. This could be Taylor's last race in this car, but I don't think that rumor is grounded in too much fact. And as I mentioned earlier, some of the bigger teams are looking at Taylor seriously, and I think it would be predicated on Taylor getting a better ride than what he's got. But either way, he's doing a very good job right now. He's running 13th. I think he's punching well above his weight. He qualified very well at Road America, but didn't exactly do that well in the race. But that was expected. The SAR was not very good in race trim there. Arto Kakinen continues to lead in car number 9. He's chasing down Leonard. It's the Dutch East India car right in front of him. Oh, Reynolds is out. Kurt Reynolds has had a bit of a disaster of a weekend, but I think he's going to relish the experience of being here. The TM Lights hot shoe in the second DeGarmo car. Oh, contact! Oh, Azuma Kazuyama and the 74 car of Axel Andersen. Now, the flaggers have shown the blue flag to the 92 car on several occasions throughout the... Whoa! Oh, Rossini and then the 74 car is just trying to get over and let everyone go by on the racing line, but that was the wrong place to catch him. But the flaggers have shown the blue flag quite often to car 92, and he has appeared to be oblivious to it all weekend. Oh boy, as Anthony Griffith pits the 07 car, continuing his strong run of form. He's currently running in 9th, as QUAKENBUSH in the 34 is slowing. He was running in 15th. That, as I said earlier, he was doing very well in long run pace all weekend. That's what I was referring to. The Gravity Racing car is done. Big disappointment for QUAKENBUSH, because I can almost guarantee he would have had a top 10 run here with the pace he was showing. Joe Olenek pits from 14th. Yes, Joe Olenek is running in the points as well. Looks like both of the South Carolinas having very good long run pace here. And Taub into, and that is Kingston and involved in it as well. But Taub into the 57 at Griffin, and Kingston into the pits as well. And Ryan Griffin gets a taste of his own medicine, and Ben Atkins continues to fail to pay attention because Leonard hit the wall, but he had a long way to anticipate that one. And Ryan Griffin has been bouncing off of the wall there regularly anyway. Here is Chris Johans in car number 12, is pitting from 7th place. Solid run for the Alert Boys. This is what they need to get their season back on track. Griffith still being scored in 9th. That's E.B. Mera and Marcus Leonard behind him, who are actually doing battle for position. And there's Roderick behind them. I think Roderick might be a lap behind that mess. Kuznetsov running very well, still running in the top 10. Scoring is still resetting after that round of pit stops. 25 laps into this race. Things have settled down just a little bit. Well, if you look behind him, it doesn't look like they have, because Pliskin is doing battle with Dorian. And then you've got the 12 car, Johannes, still in the mix. And Johannes peeking around the left side. That's an ambitious move if you can make that work. Oh, and he keeps it off the wall. I think that should be the most impressive part of that, as Pliskin goes by Kuznetsov, who appears to be slowing down a little bit, as Kekkonen in the 9 car is trying to lap Dan McKay. And these two had a running coming together earlier in the year, as Adrian Devereaux, you might have noticed, is actually beginning to catch Arto Kekkonen. And Kekkonen, this is a scheduled stop for him and for Adrian Devereaux. Ashby is going to be scored as the leader, so insert car 55 into the mix. Ashby has surprised me with this qualifying effort, because neither of the Black Diamond Tremwells showed a lot of long run pace, but whatever changes they made from practice to qualifying, it certainly worked. Packer Carroll and Kazuyama! Oh! Again with this 92 car. Kazuyama not showing a distinct lack of mirror usage, because Packer Carroll is actually a lap ahead of him. Carroll's actually recovered pretty well in that 18 car, and his old buddy Kevin Dwyer coming on the inside of him. Dwyer, big slide there in the 8 car. That gold and yellow Mayasoft car. Kevin Dwyer rallying from 20th. He had some damage after his run into the wall. Now you're passing Kazuyama, and today that can be dangerous. Kevin Dwyer makes it without Kazuyama moving over on him. And he probably is breathing a sigh of relief, or at least he should be. Not sure if he's aware of all of the other things going on track. Craig Woodard in car 41 is running in 7th. Jacob Card right in front of him is running 6th. These are both guys that need to get their seasons on track, especially Jacob Card, because Card, there's been some rumors going around that he might not be long for this world in the Schaefer Group car, because he was replaced mid-season by Paul Lyons, and Lyons was running better than Card was, but Card seems to be good at turning it up for the special events here. Greg Woodard, you saw him leave the pits in front of one of the Katsevs. Gasper D'Souza running 18th in the 60 car, chasing down Griffith, but 14th. 14th as he crossed the stripe, chasing down the 07 car of Griffith. So Griffith looks like he might have lost a little bit of ground, but there's also a couple of people that have not made their next stop yet, their 3rd stop. So, with D'Souza chasing down Griffith, defending. That's interesting. He's defending a little early. D'Souza waiting. A lot of people trying to pass on the left side, but that's not going to work. I can only think that there's just more grip over there, and they're just people are being a little courteous today. That seems to be the case, although that's not universal, as we've seen with a couple of cars already. Ashby continues to hold down third place in car 55. Luciano SOVERAL is trying to run her down, but Ashby has some lap traffic in front of her. But at half distance, Arto Käkkinen has a stranglehold on this race, seemingly. He's led from the start, with Adrian Devereaux running second and beginning to close in. Clavino and Card still running well. The Alert Boys, 7th and 8th. Woodard and Griffith rounding up the top 10. D'Souza, the Katzivs, and Pliskin, the only car still on the lead lap. And here we come down with everyone else. Kingston, of course, he was involved in that crash with Griffith. Quackenbush in mechanical difficulties. Anderson out with mechanical problems as well. Reynolds and Bates involved in accidents. And Cooper and Hull also out very early due to accidents.